say anywhere.
All right. Hello there, you amazing people out there. It's Tamara here, and welcome to the Loft. On this afternoon, we have a very special guest, my awesome, amazing nephew, Avy Barnes. It is such a pleasure and honor to have him on the show with us this afternoon to share with you some things. We're going to bring to you some information in regards to addiction and overcoming addiction. But in the meantime, Avy, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm a father and a husband. I live over here in Philadelphia. I'm an entrepreneur. I run my own business, work from home. I'm an avid cyclist as of right now. And yeah, just working on living and trying to be there for people, trying to be there for my family. And yeah, just living.
That's awesome. And I got a couple of things to share about, Avy here when it comes to the entrepreneurship. Because let me tell you something. I saw that on him when he was a little kid. So I got to tell y'all this story because it's hilarious and it's impressed on my memory for the rest of my life. I already know it. So we were sitting at the kitchen table back in Jersey, Willowboro, New Jersey, where we grew up. And he happened to find a pair of sunglasses. Put the sunglasses on. They were those big sunglasses, back in the late 80s, early 90s. Well, they're actually back out now, but you know what I mean. You get the gist. So he puts the glasses on and he makes up this song from the top of his head. And it was like, Mommy, mommy, there's a bug. Oh no, it's on the rug. You and them big ol' eyes, get ready for a surprise. Right. He did a full-fledged commercial off the cuff. And I was like, you have got to be kidding me. Now, you could tell how impactful that was because I still remember it to this day. And that was over, 30 years ago, probably. And I said, I cannot believe he did that. And then the other thing where I knew he was an entrepreneur at heart. So, Amy had my schedule all pegged down. Let me tell you a little bit about this too. So, he wrote up this thing called the plan. Now, let me tell you about the plan. Now, he wrote up in detail. He said, all right, Tammy comes home at about 2:30, and then she'll go in and she'll take a nap. When she go in and take a nap, then I'll meet you around the side by the window, and then we can exchange the candy that we gonna sell tomorrow up at the school. And I was like, we found the letter eventually about the plan. That's the only reason why I knew about it. And I was like yesterday years old when I found out that it was right up there at the school that he was attending where he was selling his candy and making a profit.
I was making tons of money too.
He was making all this selling candy. And didn't you said something about you got in trouble by the Spanish teacher?
Yeah. The teacher was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "Oops." Like, you can't sell candy in school. I was so bad. Confiscated all my Snickers bars.
I knew then this man devised a plan, had it, and executed it. Nobody taught him how to do that. That's when you know you're born with it. Let me tell you the truth. That's when you know you're born with it. Oh gosh, I had to share that. I had to share that with the audience. I said that is so we have some great memories. Avy and I go back forever.
Yeah.
I love it and I love him.
Well,
So thank you. So Avy, I would just like for you to share with me and the audience, the viewers out here, share with them your story in the
All right.
beginning.
Well, I've been battling with addiction, and it's an alcohol addiction.
Mhm.
And as it starts out with anybody who starts off as an addict, you start off just having one of something, and just, a lot of times it would be just to relieve some stress, to unwind at the end of the day, or whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm.
And that addiction, or my drinking of alcohol,
Mm-hmm.
turned from just a casual thing, a once a week thing, when a football game comes on, it turned from that to being dependent
Mm-hmm.
on it to help me get through stressful times. And then it turned to the point where it was just full blown alcoholism, where I literally felt as if I couldn't be myself without
Mm-hmm.
it. Like it was the alcohol in me. I couldn't do anything without it. Couldn't function without it.
Mm-hmm.
Like over the years, things had gotten like really, really stressful in my life, with running a business, with family, and things like that. And instead of doing what I should have been doing from the beginning, which is, praying to God, putting God first in everything, and
Mm-hmm.
putting my health first, I
Right.
decided to go to the bottle to help me cope, to help me get through it.
Mm-hmm.
And it got extremely bad. This wasn't no just drinking a 6 pack of beer or having a half a bottle of wine. I was drinking the heavy stuff. I was drinking 80 proof bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
That was the thing. I drank a lot. Moved up to
Mm-hmm.
90 proof bourbon. I've had 100 proof bourbon, and those are
Mm-hmm.
not uh, weak liquors. That's not a little cocktail, or a little like those little vodka and orange juice things, or nothing
Right.
like that. This is some serious stuff, and uh, it got pretty bad. It got to the point where it's like, I just, like I said, I could not function without it, and that's when uh, it, the thing about alcohol is that it causes a cycle of so many
Mm-hmm.
different things that ends up happening, a nonstop cycle that just feeds on itself. And it was a
Mm-hmm.
cycle of mental health, physical
Mm-hmm.
health, and
Mm-hmm.
spiritual health. And it just kept going, it just went completely downhill. I developed a lot of illnesses
Mm-hmm.
because of it. And it started with alcohol, that led to obesity. Then obesity led to sleep apnea. The sleep
Mm-hmm.
apnea led to heart failure. The heart failure led to having GERD and digestive issues. And it's just like this nonstop cycle. And then because of the stresses of dealing with that, I went back to the bottle because I was
Mm-hmm.
stressed out because of all of those things that kept happening to me. And it just kept feeding. It was like an engine, it just kept putting oil in there, gas in there, and it just kept going nonstop.
Right.
Um, the big One of the big wake up calls was 2017. In 2007, October 2017, um, I found myself not being able to walk down the hallway without being completely out of breath.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just couldn't walk down the hallway at all. And I deep down inside I knew something was wrong, but I kept procrastinating and just kept putting it off, as like I just wanted to believe it was something else. Like, oh, it's just allergies.
Mm-hmm.
It was allergy season. Oh, it's probably a chest cold or something like that. And it just got extremely bad, where I walked 2 steps and I could not breathe at all.
Mm-hmm.
And it just so happened to be on I never forget, it was a Friday, I believe it was October 12th of 2017.
Mm-hmm.
On that day, I had to get my license, an ID, and I actually still have that license somewhere. I can't find it. Um, Actually, I'll put up a photo of it. In this
Mm-hmm.
photo, it literally showed. You could see it in my face when I took this driver's license ID. You could see my face was completely bloated and swollen.
Mm-hmm.
And my mouth was like curled like this, and that was because I couldn't breathe, and I didn't want to be looking on camera like that. So my lip
Right.
was like this. You saw that my lips were a little curled up,
Mm-hmm.
and it was really bad. And on that day, I said, "All right, this is ridiculous. I don't know what's going on. Let me go to the ER." I go to the ER. They do all of the tests. The walk from my truck in the parking lot to the ER, I thought I
Mm-hmm.
was going to pass out. Thank God I had Kelly, my wife, with me at the time.
Mm-hmm.
She'd been a massive, massive, massive support. I don't know how I would have got through any of this without her. But
Mm-hmm.
she walked me into the hospital, walked with me into the hospital. I was completely out of breath. She had to speak to the front desk for me because I couldn't talk. And
Mm-hmm.
and they took me back. My blood pressure was like 180 over 120 or something. My blood, what do you call it? My oxygen was like below 90. It was terrible. It was really, really bad. They ran the test. They came back, and I had several pulmonary embolisms in my lungs, one of which was
Oh,
pressing on my heart. And
mm,
that's a death sentence right there. That
yeah,
when you hear that, that was it. And they said
yeah,
that they were going to do everything they could. They rushed me. I was at Jeans Hospital in Philadelphia. They
hmm,
rushed me in an ambulance down Center City at the Temple University Hospital, who that has like top-notch heart specialists and
hmm,
surgeons down there. Um, they went through the whole entire process of getting me out of this predicament. They did a clot buster. It's called a clot buster. They popped the one that was right near my heart, and
mm,
they put me on blood thinners while I was in the hospital for a week. And by the grace of God, I came out of the hospital, but I had an oxygen tank with me and all kinds of like procedures that I had to go through in
hmm,
order to get healed. Of course, I was on the blood thinner. I was put on a Xarelto, the blood thinner, to go through that. Now, I'm mentioning that for a reason because you see all the scary stuff in there. I remember being in the
yeah,
hospital. I remember praying to God, like, Lord, I am so sorry that I allowed myself to get to this position. Please heal
hmm,
me. Please let me get out of this. I know this is something that people just don't get out of.
right.
And He healed me. I got a second
Amen.
chance, and I
Amen.
went back to the bottle again. After
So
all of
what?
that, stress came into my life, and even
Right,
after that, I went back
right,
to the bottle again. And
right.
that happened for a course of about 6 months. And
Okay.
after the incident in 2017. So even with that, even when we get a second chance, the addiction took over again, and because of stresses in my life, and caused me to go back to the bottle again. Then in July of 2018, I said, okay, this is ridiculous. All right, enough is
Mhm.
enough. God gave me a second chance. Let me just stop this. This is enough. So I stopped. And that time, I was pretty successful. I stopped for a whole year. And not only that, I also started doing things dealing with my health and weight loss and ended up
Right.
losing 100 pounds during that year because that's when I discovered the keto diet. And I started doing the keto diet. I stopped drinking for a whole year. I thought that this was it. That was finally it. And
Mhm.
then addiction took over again a year later in 2019. And for 6 months, same exact thing. Things got out of control. I was like, okay, this is ridiculous. I got to get out of this. 2020 started, and you probably see where I'm about to go with this. 2020
Mhm.
started, and that's like I started my own YouTube channel, and I was
Mhm.
going to. That was it. I was like, I'm going to put myself out there for the world to see. I'm going to make this change. I stopped drinking. I started working on health and weight loss. I lost.
Right.
I was doing like a water fasting,
Mhm.
and I started getting a lot of great success doing that. But
Mhm.
the addiction jumped in again around
Mhm.
about a month later. It was something I can't remember what it was. It was a few years ago, but it was something stressful that was going on that triggered me back to the bottle again.
Mhm.
And then that's when things really got out of hand because, as I mentioned, this was 2020, and everybody knows what happened in 2020. The pandemic started
Yes.
in
Yes.
March 15th, 2020, and everything spiraled out of control because it was right at that point where, right before that happened,
Mhm.
we came into a lot of money, and I said, "Okay, thank you, Lord. This is it. This is the time. I'm going to finally put this money into this business, and I'm going to
Right.
turn it up." I had a whole plan set up and everything, and
Right.
then the pandemic happened, and it put all of
Yeah.
that stuff on halt because there was no way in the world I was going to
Yes.
invest money, not knowing what's going. Like, nobody knew what was going on, and
Yes.
Kelly ended up, uh, being temporarily laid off because restaurants, were shutting down,
Of course.
and we had to depend on all the money that I was going to put into the business. We had to depend on living off of that, and then we ended up having to go through unemployment and all this other kind of stuff. The addiction went through the roof because of all of that, to the point
Mhm.
where it got so bad that I was like finding ways to, because liquor stores were closed during that time.
Yep.
I found ways. I found ways to feed that addiction.
Mhm.
Okay. Then 2021 happened, and things got extremely out of control when I lost
Yes.
my sister. When
Yes. Yes.
my
Yes.
sister Asia King had passed away in September of 2021. And
Yes.
that
Mm,
put such a strain on my heart. Just, I didn't know how to respond to that. And the
yes.
only way I knew was through the bottle. And one of the biggest reasons why I picked up that bottle um,
Hmm.
during that time was
Hmm.
because I wanted to be strong for my mom. I wanted to be strong for my mom, and I wanted to be
Right.
strong for my sister, my other sister,
Right.
Stephanie.
Right.
I didn't want them to see me um, what I was really feeling. I didn't want them to see that. I wanted to be there for them. I wanted to console them. And what helped
Right.
me with that was alcohol. I had it didn't matter what time it was 6 o'clock in the morning, I was drinking. 6 o'clock in the
Right.
morning, I get up and I would drink. And with that, I believe losing my sister and with it being a connection to her addiction,
Yeah.
which I don't want to get to the
No,
details of all of that, but
I get it.
she was dealing with something as well.
Yes.
With that going on and seeing how the alcohol got so bad that even with me having an 80 proof, 90 proof, 100 proof
Right.
liquor, it was no longer having an effect. I would drink, 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 and it was nothing. It was literally like I was just drinking tea.
Hmm.
Anybody else, they would have like a couple of drinks and they would feel, completely like wasted or whatever. With me, it was just like I could drink, 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 and it did nothing for me at all.
Right.
Um, that's when I knew, okay, this is ridiculous. And for the first time ever, I finally opened up and I spoke to my doctor about it.
Hmm.
And bless her, she listened. She didn't judge me or anything like that. And she said,
Hmm.
okay, I'm going to prescribe you. I can't remember the name of it. I'll put it on the screen here,
Right.
somewhere on the screen. But
Right.
she prescribed me something that uh, you're supposed to take this particular pill, but even though you're still drinking. And what this would do is it would train your brain to not become addicted to alcohol. It'll basically cause you to just not want it no more. So I
Okay.
just kept having a pill, and I still was drinking, having a pill, I was still drinking, and over a course of a few months, um, I was able to finally just not really want it anymore. So I
Right.
took that that was going on along with the loss of my sister and why she ended up losing her life. And I said, okay, I got to be there
Hmm.
to in honor of my sister, in honor
Right.
of her and what she had the things that she had to battle with,
Right.
and in honor of my mother to make sure she
Yes.
don't lose another child. I said,
Yes.
okay, you know what?
Yes.
I got to do this. I have to do this. And then finally, in December 29th of 2021, that was it. I had my last drink.
Good.
Enough was enough. The
Yes.
following month, I ended up coming across this book right here. It's
Hmm.
called This Naked Mind from
Okay.
Annie Grace. And
Yes.
also, I ended up coming across, I don't know if you guys know him, it's David Goggins.
Hmm.
It's a book called Can't Hurt Me.
Okay.
Now, the one from Annie Grace, this is specifically dealing with alcoholism and addiction.
Hmm.
And the Can't Hurt Me from David Goggins, that was dealing with, just toughing things out, being a man and how to approach life and not letting life take control over you.
Right.
Now, what ended up making the biggest change with all of that, especially with Annie Grace's book, is where you really saw just how demonic alcohol really is, how poisonous it really
It's
is, and
it's
how
deep.
it just controls your brain so much.
Hmm.
And with that, I said, okay, I can't have this happening no more. This is ridiculous.
Hmm.
It's hurting my health. It's causing me to gain weight. It's causing me to lose who I am. I pretty much was losing myself.
Yep.
And it just so happened 2 months after finally stopping alcohol, I get
Hmm.
diagnosed with heart failure. I was like, you
Mm.
got to be kidding me. Now, with me being diagnosed with heart failure, obviously that caused me to feel triggered again. But I didn't
Hmm.
fall back. I still didn't fall back because of those books that I read, because of constant
Hmm.
prayer with God, and the things that I was doing. As far as at that time, I was walking every single morning, and I just kept thinking to myself, if I'm walking every morning, if I'm eating right, I'm seeing myself getting healthy, I'm feeling a lot better. Why would I waste that with me picking up going back to the bottle again? I didn't want
Right.
to waste that. I didn't want to ruin all of the work I've done. Me reading these books, it's like I felt like I would be letting myself down, obviously. And they're
Yep.
letting, the people that are, that they wrote these books, I'll be letting them down. And of course, the biggest one, I'll be letting my family down,
Right.
as well. So I said, no, I'm not going to let this new diagnosis ruin me. What I did was I used that as a wake up call. Now I got diagnosed with heart failure because my ejection fraction was at 41. You're supposed to be at 50 and over. So I
Okay.
said, okay, my goal now, what I want to fight for right now is to get that ejection fraction up. Heart failure, you typically don't recover from heart failure, but I was determined. I said, with the grace of God, I'm going to find a way to recover from it anyway. I don't care what they say. I don't care what all the Google articles say or whatever. I'm going to
For
find a way
real.
to get to.
Google.
I'm going to get over it. And the doctors prescribed me new medication, new types of
Mhm.
medication dealing with heart failure recovery with Entresto, Farxiga, Spiro, no, Lactolone, I think it's called, and
Okay.
I forgot what the other one was. But right now I'm just on Entresto and Farxiga. But I took those pills, and then the biggest thing that changed my life forever, and will
Right.
continue to do so, is cycling. When I started riding bikes,
Uh-huh.
that was a game changer. That was a complete game changer because
You
of
said
several reasons.
cycling?
Cycling, yes.
That is interesting.
Yeah, riding bikes. And the reason
Yeah.
why is because with riding a bike, it doesn't just help you physically. It
Uh-huh.
helped me physically. It helped me with losing weight very
Right.
fast, accelerated weight loss like crazy.
Right.
Um, it improved my ejection fraction. It actually improved my ejection fraction from 41 to 49. And right now,
Okay.
with being at 49, I'm borderline heart failure. And obviously, with me doing all of the stuff that I'm doing, cycling, taking the medication, is going to finally become reversed. So the trajectory that I'm on right now is to having that reversed. But the biggest thing that cycling, besides the physical stuff, is the mental.
Right.
Cycling helps me out so much mentally and reducing my stress. I don't even have cravings like that no more. I'll
Right.
still get triggered, but it's not to the point where it's just like, I'm sitting here biting my nails and I just gotta have a drink or whatever, or else. I don't
Mm-hmm.
feel that anymore. I'll still get triggered, but I don't have that same push to get in my truck, drive to the liquor store, and buy that bottle
Mm-hmm.
again. I don't have
Right.
that no more. And uh, uh, that's what I believe is the key with all of this. I believe the key, for me at least, was to build up layers of armor, to put
Mm-hmm.
this armor on me to help me block out anything that might get in my way, anything that might end up stressing me out.
I love that. The
They
armor.
have the armor of, I'm riding my
Yes.
bike 10, 15, 20 miles a day. I'm
Yes.
eating healthy. I'm having salads, big bowls of oatmeal, and drinking a gallon of water a day. My
Right.
ejection fraction is going up from 41 to 49. I've been taking
Mm-hmm.
this medication consistently without fail every single day. Those are layers of armor. If I have
Awesome.
a drink, I'm busting right through that armor. And it,
Okay.
it doesn't add up. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
It's like, why would I do it? Why would I waste um
Right.
2 years, almost 2 years now of me not having a drink? Why would I throw? Oh, time is another thing. Time, me being this
Yeah.
long with no alcohol, that's another layer of armor. So why
Mm-hmm.
would I ruin all of that
Right.
just to have that one drink that's going to make me feel good for 1 second, and then I'm
Mm-hmm.
going to feel terrible later, mentally, especially because now I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I just ruined 2 years of work, two
Mm-hmm.
years of not drinking, 2 years of um, exercising and losing all of this weight. I've
Mm-hmm.
lost 100 pounds again, another 100 pounds. So I went up 100, went
Fantastic.
down 100 again. Um,
You lost
and
another 100 pounds?
yeah, yeah, over
That
this
is
past.
all. Yeah, you do. You look great. I
Oh, thank you.
see it. Yes.
But it's just like looking at everything that I've been doing and how far I've come.
Uh-huh.
I cannot waste that right now. I don't care what happens.
Yeah.
There has been so much, and that's really what I want to explain
Yeah.
to anybody watching right now that's dealing with this. What you don't hear a lot with people that are going through addiction is like words that just really kind of hit you right in the face. And those words are, you're going to go through it. You are going to go through it. It is going to be difficult. A lot of people don't hear that. They always say, "Oh yeah, you're going to make it. You're going to make it. Oh, I overcame. I lost all this weight. I did this." But they don't tell you about those struggles.
Right.
They don't tell you about those days where, your craving is so intense. You start having headaches. Your eyes start twitching. You can't sleep. You end up with insomnia. You're
Mhm.
going to go through that. The
Mhm.
key is what I had said before: build up those layers of armor. The armor is the only way, and that could be God.
Powerful.
You know, uh,
Powerful.
getting more deeper into your church,
Yeah.
doing something, participating somehow in your church,
Yes.
praying more. Even if you're not going to church, pray
Yeah.
more. Do whatever you have to do to build up layers of armor. Because if you pray
Love it.
more and you start building a relationship with God, that is a huge layer of armor because you don't want to let
Yeah.
God down. See, and then
Yes.
of course, you don't want to let yourself down. You don't want to let your family down, your
Right.
spouse, your significant other, your kids. You don't want to let them
Right.
down, but you definitely don't want to let down God.
Oh no.
Especially if He helped pull
No.
you out of a lot of
Yes.
these near-death experiences,
Hmm.
which is what I did. Back in 2017, a near-death experience, and I still went back to the bottom. But as it is today, like I said, well, actually, I didn't say this. Something to keep in mind: I'm not there. I'm
Yeah.
still not at the end of that rainbow. I'm still going through the journey. I still have weight to
Yes.
lose. I still battle every single day. I'm still battling my brain every single day. The
Yes.
key is, I don't know if you can see it back there. It's over there somewhere. That bike that's right behind me.
Yeah.
That's what's helping. For you, it may be walking in a park. It could be um, it may not even have nothing to do with exercise. It could be like listening to certain types of music.
Yep.
Whatever it is that brings you down and to help you cope with your addiction, I strongly recommend you grab onto that and build those layers of armor that will help you get through on a day-to-day basis. Because just trying to do it willy-nilly, cold turkey, or whatever, without having anything to hold on to grab
Right.
onto is brutal,
Right.
and you're
Right.
almost guaranteed to fall back. That's why I kept falling back those many times before, is because
Yes.
the only thing I had in my mind was, okay, I need to stop, and that was it. There was nothing else. There was
Yes.
nothing I was adding on to that. No
Yes.
armor. But as it is now, I'm dealing with it. Like I said, I'm battling every single day. There's a lot of stressful things that happen in my life over these
Right.
past 2 years that would have easily put me back in a bottle a few years ago. But
Yep.
I'm doing whatever I got to do. I do my bike rides. I try to relax.
Hmm.
I'm finding myself. Oh, one of the I probably should have said this one earlier.
Uh-huh.
Put yourself first.
Uh-huh.
Put yourself first. That is something that I've learned big time over the years. And that was actually one of the reasons why I was drinking. I was
Right.
drinking because I wanted to be there for everybody else. I didn't want people to see me in my down state. I didn't want people to see me
Right.
depressed and anxious. So I would drink so I could be
Right.
there for everybody else. I was drinking so I can look, go to family get-togethers or whatever with a smile on my face.
So you can
But
hide it. So
so I
you
can
can
hide
hide
it,
it. Yeah.
because deep down inside I wasn't feeling that. But I
Right.
wanted people to see, me chipper and in a more calmer state or whatever.
Uh-huh.
When you start a journey to addiction recovery or whatever, it can even be like weight loss journey or whatever it is, you have to put yourself first. Because there's a saying that I always say a lot, and I say this to my kids all the time. I even say it to my wife a lot too.
Hmm.
You cannot be there for nobody unless you're there for yourself.
That's
You know,
true.
it's this it's so simple. I mean, you can't be worrying about feeding someone else if you're starving. You're about to starve to death. So
Hmm.
you have to take care of yourself so that you can take care of other people, so you can be there for
Yes.
everybody else.
So you have to be there. I get that.
Yeah,
That is an awesome point.
yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
that's pretty much the gist of it. Like I said, I'm dealing with it right now. I'm finding it way more easier to manage.
Yeah.
Um, the triggers that I get are still there, like as far as like stressful situations, financial problems, things like that. But what I'm doing is, like I said, those layers of armor prevent me from making those bad decisions. So
Right.
when those things happen, I immediately find myself saying, okay, that's it. I put it myself first. I'm going to stop. I'm going to relax. I'm going to do things that I enjoy, whether it's playing a video game, watch my
Yep.
my favorite TV shows or movies,
Yep.
or just take a break. If that means that,
Yes.
me reaching success in life and all this other kind of stuff is going to be a little extended, then oh well, because at the end of the day, my health matters. My
Yes.
mental health matters.
Amen to that.
And that's what I really want to end this whole thing on is
Okay.
please, 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 please take mental health seriously. This is something
Mhm.
that so many people ignore. Do
Yeah.
not take mental health lightly. It's
Mm.
obviously an epidemic across the entire world.
Yes, indeed.
Um, at the date of this video, you have the Israel and Gaza conflict, you have the
Yeah.
Ukraine and Russia conflict, you
Yeah.
have political nonsense that's happening here in the United States.
Yeah.
You have racial tension. There's a lot of
Yes.
crap going on right now,
Yes, it
and
is.
mental health is at the forefront. And if you don't take care of your mental health and don't put that first, you're going to become subject to a lot of the bad of it all. The
Yes.
addiction,
Yes.
stress, anxiety, depression.
Hmm.
Just being wrapped up in the social media, all the stuff. It's a mess.
It
So
is.
definitely take your mental health seriously, no matter what that may be. It may be different for everybody. For me,
Yes,
it's
it
riding my
is.
bike. It's
Yeah.
riding my bike. It's watching my favorite TV shows. It's
Me,
cleaning.
listen. Yeah.
Yeah,
You said cleaning?
yeah, yeah,
Just like your pop and your
yeah.
mama. Just like your pop and your mama. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I
Uh,
love it.
yep.
Amy, this has been absolutely amazing.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the audience, you were so transparent, and I am thankful for that
Yeah.
because I believe that you have sowed a seed and you have helped so many others with your story that you shared. The thing that point that you made about the armor, that
Yeah.
is powerful because I
Yeah.
went right to Ephesians in my head because that's
Yeah.
biblical, the different parts of armor. And it's just like in those people, you use the word to reference it, but then you can also, you can create your armor that you can, just like you said, whatever that is for someone,
Yeah.
you have that armor of protection.
Yeah.
And that was powerful. I love that you shared that. I love your transparency again, like I said. I love that you are accountable because a lot of people are not accountable.
Yeah.
They just don't admit to it. They keep it quiet or they bury it or they mask it. Like you
Yeah.
said, you would do a lot of times. That was like once you establish those triggers, you said that then you would hide it.
Yep.
It's just like your addictions, you would hide it, you would mask it. And then that became at that moment in time, that was your armor,
Yep.
was the alcohol. And
Yep.
so you had to mask like what you were going through, the hurt, the pain, and all of that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and so many people need to hear that because so many people do go through that in so many different areas of their lives.
Yeah.
And I said that was truly powerful. And I thank you again. I am so proud of you. You
Oh, thank
look fantastic.
you.
You take great care of your family.
Yeah.
And it's just like you have come so far.
Oh, thank
You have
you.
come so far. And I think you will continue to prosper in all it is that you're doing as well. It's
Yeah.
just amazing to see the transformation. It's amazing to see the transformation and you know what else I like that you brought to surface is that you are still in the process of overcoming.
Right. Right.
You
Yep.
are still in that process. You are human. You
Yep.
still have to every single day
Mhm.
put on that armor so
Yep.
that you could protect yourself. You could
Yep.
protect yourself from anything that comes against you that tries to pull you back in.
And it won't
And it's
happen.
just like, yes, because it's
Mm.
like it's every day. This world that we live in, oh my gosh, you don't know what's going to happen the next day. When you wake up in the morning, it's just crazy.
Yep.
And if you could repeat again, well, we'll actually have it probably in the down below
Mhm.
in the description part, all of the books
Right.
and the things that you've used to help you to overcome and helping you to overcome the current addictions. And I said I love that because so many people are readers, so many people, there's podcasts out there's so many things that you can do and listen to help you, parts of your armor. Oh,
Right.
Avi, that was powerful. Can you tell? Because I done used it like a 50 million times
Yeah.
since you
Yeah.
have mentioned it. Because that was really good.
Yeah,
And
it's extremely important because that
yeah,
literally is the difference.
mm,
Those times when I kept on stopping and starting, stopping and starting, it's
yeah,
because I wasn't building up those layers of armor. And
right.
it's extremely important. And those layers of armor, like I said, and
Mm,
like you said as well, they're going to be
mm,
different. They're going to be different for
yes,
everyone. For me, like I said, it's the fact that time, the fact that I've been doing this for almost 2 years now, that's a layer.
yeah,
God, of course, is a layer. Cycling every
yes.
single day consistently, and I get up very early, 4 o'clock in the morning sometimes, and
Hmm.
I don't want to ruin that. I don't. If I'm waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning to go on a 15-mile bike ride, and it's freezing cold outside, it's dark outside. Why would
For
I come
real.
home and have bourbon? It doesn't
For
make any
real, when you
sense.
think for real,
It does not
it
make sense.
doesn't. You just defeated the purpose. It's just like what? It's just like it don't make no sense.
Yeah.
I get it completely, completely. Well, all I would like to say again is just thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This was very encouraging. I said, because you can apply what you have shared to so many different facets of your life.
Right.
And it just like, and it's what you went through. Everyone is different. Everyone is unique. They can eat the meat and throw away the bone with everything it is that, you shared.
Mhm.
And we'll have the information below. If you do need to, if you are going through something, those things that can help you. There's hotline numbers that you can call out to. There's actually, I know with places of employment, they have like EAP programs, and you could talk to your human resources department, and they can, reach out to someone to be able to assist, and I'm speaking to the audience, of course. It's just like reach out to someone to be able to assist you to go through, because you're not alone. And so many people go through and they think that they're alone, but you're not. And they have a plethora of resources out there to be able to assist you to help get you through. And of course, as we know, God is the first resource.
Absolutely.
I said, and I'm so thankful to him for allowing this platform to share, a lot of this information. And I just wanted to close. Did you have any closing remarks or anything like that, Amy? I said,
Well, for anybody who's dealing with addiction, do not give up and do not beat yourself up. It's perfectly fine. Even if today you said, you know what, that's it, I'm going to stop, and then tomorrow you're right back on it. Do not let that beat you down. Do not give up. Just work on building those layers of armor, and whatever that may be for you. And
mm,
you will find success. Just do not give up on that hope. If you go back, that does not mean you gave up. Stopping again, whatever that addiction may be, and just keep on trying until you get to the point where okay, enough is enough, and you can finally just stop. That
mhm.
is you not giving up. So just don't give up. Don't give up.
Amen. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. Thank you for that. And that concludes our show in the loft for today. I would like to thank you again and again. I have no words, well, actually, I do have a lot of words for those who know me. Good. Thank you for listening. Remember to subscribe, and most importantly, hold on to that dream that you have. And with unwavering faith, begin to live it. Bye bye for now. So I just want to leave with now my earring that turned and choking. Like the thing is so big, it was about to choke me. What in the world?
Anyone you said, anyone.